Hey Virgo, we're here for your weekly tarot love reading April 28th through to May 4th. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and for any of you lovely cross watchers dealing with a Virgo romantically. Now, please keep in mind, Virgo, it is a general reading. It may or may not resonate, and you are, of course, welcome here to take what works and leave the rest. Just a quick reminder that if you would like to get a personal reading from me, I do offer those through Etsy, and the link is in the description box below the video. So we're going to jump right into it today, Virgo, and we're going to see what could be coming towards you this week when it comes to love. First message coming up for my lovely Virgo: I don't react when people mention you. Interesting. So there's obviously somebody here who's trying to play it cool. I'm getting a little bit of energy of somebody who doesn't want you to think that they care. They're like, oh, it doesn't matter. People mention your name. They're like, whatever, doesn't mean anything to me. But deep down, it definitely means something, you know? So it's like they're trying to play it cool and pretend like they don't care when they actually really do. Interesting. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Virgo for this week, please. I feel you leaving me behind. Another interesting one. So it's kind of like they're pretending they don't care because they feel like you're moving on without them. So they're kind of putting on this attitude of like, whatever, Virgo can do whatever they want. I don't care. That's cool. But really, they're feeling hurt because when the message says, I feel you leaving me behind, obviously it feels to them like they're losing you or they're losing the connection between the two of you. So I think something has obviously happened between you and this person that has created some space and separation within the relationship. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Virgo for this week, please. I wonder if you are happy without me. Yeah, okay. So this is just kind of confirming that you're dealing with a situation where you are not currently with somebody, but it definitely doesn't feel like it's over for them, right? And I think the frustrating thing that I see potentially going on here, Virgo, is that they still love you, but they're kind of pretending like everything is cool and it doesn't really matter. So you might be hurting, you might be looking at the situation and feeling the emotional impact of what went on between the two of you, but then you're looking at them and you're like, do they not care? But the cards are saying they do care. They might be trying to create the appearance that they don't, but they really do. And they're feeling sad because they're worried, like, am I going to lose Virgo? Is Virgo leaving me behind? And there's all of this emotional complexity that's wrapped up in this situation. So this feels complicated, Virgo. I'm kind of curious to see where this is going to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually look at your person's energy. So we're going to look at what their general energy, what they could be feeling, what actions they could be taking this week. I will look at the same thing for you, and then we're going to look at the potential outcome because I'm kind of curious about what's going to happen within this dynamic. So tell me about this person who Virgo is involved with right now, please. First card coming out is the Ace of Pentacles. I do think that this person is hoping for a fresh start between the two of you. The Ace of Pentacles is about a brand new beginning. I almost feel like your person wants the opportunity to prove their loyalty and their devotion to you. But I definitely think that an ace is such a strong indicator of somebody who wants a fresh start. So again, even if they're pretending like they don't care, that's not actually the case from what I can see here, okay? Tell me more about this person's energy for this week, please. The Eight of Pentacles. This is a card of hard work. It's a card about investment. I think your person wants to put in the effort to fix things, but it's kind of annoying to me, Virgo, because we're looking at their energy so far, which is suggesting that they want a fresh start. They want to put in the hard work to fix things. They want to prioritize you. They want to really show up for you. But then at the same time, they're kind of putting on this attitude of like, I don't care. And I think they're probably doing that as a bit of a defense mechanism, right? Because here's the thing, Virgo. If they feel like you're moving on, they're trying to convince themselves that it doesn't really matter anymore. They might be trying to convince themselves that it's fine, I'm going to be okay. But deep down, they're really hoping that the two of you can be together. But, you know, they don't want to show it because that makes them vulnerable. So I am getting a bit of energy here of them pretending they don't care as a defense mechanism because they don't want to acknowledge how hurt they are by not being with you, right? I mean, I kind of feel like what might happen is that your person hears something about you that makes them believe that you're moving on. And then that's why they go into this energy of like, I don't care, whatever, Virgo can do what they want, but secretly they do want you back. Tell me more about their energy for this week, please. The Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a card of victory and success. It's also a card that tends to show up when somebody respects us and admires us, right? And so when I look at your person's energy, it does feel very much like they still want to be with you, Virgo. They're still hoping that there could be a successful outcome between the two of you and that the two of you could work on things together. But like part of me is, it's kind of like, sure, they may want that, but how is that going to happen if they're just going around pretending like they don't care? You know, like personally, I'm like, there's a big disconnect here, because if they really do want to get you back, how are they going to do that if they're pretending like it doesn't matter? You know what I mean? Like that's a bit interesting to me. And like I said, I think it's a defense mechanism, but it's going to make it harder for them to have a conversation with you, I think. We'll keep going. Tell me what they could be feeling this week, please. The Hanged Man. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's like they're stuck, Virgo, okay? They want to reach out. They want to connect. They want a fresh start. They want to fix things. They don't know how to do it. What I'm getting here is the message, they're going about it the wrong way, you know? So as I just said, I'm kind of confused, because if they want you back, it's not really going to work if they keep going around pretending like it doesn't matter that you guys are not together. But the Hanged Man, I think, is just validating that they are actually not really sure what the best course of action is. I think your person is not really sure what to do, right? Especially if they see you moving on, or if they're under the impression that you're moving on, they might be stuck in this limbo with the Hanged Man where they're like, so do I just leave it alone? Do I just let Virgo move on with their life? Or should I reach out? Should I try to connect? And so emotionally, I feel like they're really stuck right now. Tell me more about what they could be feeling this week, please. The World. The World card is interesting. There's a couple of different meanings. The first thing with the World card is that it is a card of happiness and fulfillment and success. I do think that what this indicates to me in your person's feelings is that they feel a lot of happiness when they're with you, right? And so this is one of those energies where it's like sometimes we don't realize what we have until it's gone. I feel like your person is feeling the loss of the connection quite strongly, and the happiness and the fulfillment that it really brought to them. And then the World card is also a card about wrapping up a cycle. And so I also think there's kind of like a hopefulness here where your person's like, maybe we could kind of wrap up this tough cycle. Maybe we could have a fresh start. Maybe we could have a new beginning. Tell me more about what this person could be feeling this week, please. The Eight of Cups. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I feel that this Eight of Cups is this, right? Look at this. These are basically the same energy, right, Virgo? So we saw your person saying, I feel like you're leaving me behind. And then in their feelings, we've got the Eight of Cups. You can literally see, okay, Virgo, look at that person. They are leaving something behind, right? And so your person, I think, even though they're not showing it, I think they are a bit emotionally destroyed this week, because they feel like something is happening right now where you are leaving them behind. And so here's the thing. I don't know why, you guys, and you can let me know if this connects. Like, I feel, I don't know why, that they're under a false impression. Like, I don't know if they heard something and they read into it, but I feel like they might think you're dating someone or you moved on, but it might not be totally accurate. I just get the impression here that they heard something and they like misunderstood it or misinterpreted it. And now they're getting really up in their head, right? They want you back, but then they're like, I don't even know if I can make a move, so I'm just going to pretend that everything's okay. So let's see what actions they could be taking this week. Tell me about what actions this person could be taking, please. The Star, Aquarian energy. The Star is about hope, healing, and optimism. And I feel like, here's the thing, you guys, I do feel like your person wants to heal things between the two of you. This is a card of emotional healing and feeling hopeful that we can fix things, right? So ultimately, I do think that's what your person wants. It is showing up in their actions. So maybe they get over this feeling of being stuck and actually take a step towards you. But let's get a little bit more here. Tell me about what actions they could be taking. Ace of Wands, okay? This is the second ace showing up for your person, right? Strong energy of new beginnings. So they do want a fresh start. They do want to bring that spark back into the connection between the two of you. Tell me more about what actions they could be taking this week. The Two of Wands, but they're uncertain. Yeah. So this is interesting because I'm not really sure what your person's going to do. It almost feels like your person potentially this week, Virgo, will stay stuck in a state of limbo because their energy is quite conflicted to me. I feel that they very strongly want to reach out to you and they want to say something, but then I also strongly feel like they're holding back. And again, maybe they heard something, maybe they think you're moving on, so now they're stuck. And so they're in this very weird limbo this week where like there's going to be moments where I think they do want to reach out, but then I also see energy to suggest that they're going to kind of question that and be like, wait, is that the right move? Should I do that? And so honestly, you might not hear from them this week. Like, their energy is very like stuck right now. And it's frustrating because when I look at this, I'm like, well, if they love you and they want to be with you, how are you going to know that if they don't do anything about it? You know what I mean? And so if they're just going to pretend everything's okay, I think you're just going to move on with your life, right? So it's interesting because I do feel this person wants you back. I'm just not sure they're actually going to take steps to do it this week in the energy that we see, because they look pretty stuck. That's interesting. Okay, let's look at you. Let's take a look at Virgo's energy for this week and see what you're up to. The Nine of Swords, yeah. I mean, I think this situation between the two of you has caused you a lot of sleepless nights, Virgo. Nine of Swords is getting up in our head, feeling anxious. And so it's interesting to me that this is the first card showing up for you because this is a heavier energy. And it's funny because, like I said, I think your person is looking at you and being like, Virgo's fine, Virgo moved on, I'm going to pretend I'm fine too. But yet your energy is not suggesting you're fine. The first card pulled for you is like, you're stressed, you're anxious, you're probably thinking about what happened between the two of you. So maybe the issue here is like, both of you are hurting because of the separation, but then both of you are also under the impression that the other person is just moving on and leaving you behind. Interesting, interesting. Tell me more about Virgo's energy for this week, please. Seven of Swords. Yeah. I mean, this is heavy, you guys. Nine of Swords, Seven of Swords. Definitely looks like you're sitting in some anxiety this week. Seven of Swords is interesting. It's the Thief of the Tarot. It's a heavy energy, Virgo. It does tend to indicate something that is hidden, something that has not been revealed. It can sometimes show up when we feel like somebody has been sneaking around. It can show up as trust issues within a relationship. So maybe there's some trust issues between you and this person. And it can also be a bit of a self-sabotaging energy, Virgo. So some of you, maybe, take it or leave it if it fits, but maybe even some of you are having a bit of regret because perhaps you feel that you did something to sabotage the connection. It's kind of interesting here because the more we get into it, Virgo, the more I feel that both of you are almost like blaming yourselves for what happened, wondering what's going on with the other person, but neither of you are necessarily making a move to do anything about it. Tell me more about Virgo's energy for this week, please. Ooh, tell me more. Two of Swords. Yeah, there we go, right? You're stuck. You're at a crossroads. Let me tell you, Virgo, somebody in the Two of Swords energy is not taking action. I actually often refer to this as the procrastinator card of the tarot, which is like somebody who's not taking action toward what they want. Typically, when somebody is in the Two of Swords, they are stuck at a crossroads. Their head could be telling them one thing, their heart could be telling them another. Another thing I like to point out, Virgo, is that the person here is wearing a blindfold to indicate that they might not feel they have all the information, they might feel like they're not seeing the situation clearly, or it could just indicate that there's more going on that you're not aware of, which is what we've seen here. Because like I said, I think in a fascinating way, both you and your person seem to be having the same experience, but you don't realize it, right? So it's like you're over here feeling stuck, feeling anxious, feeling like maybe you messed things up. They're over here feeling the same thing, but then like both of you are wondering like, what's the other person doing? And you feel like you're moving on. Like they see you moving on, you might feel that they're moving on, but it doesn't actually look like that's what's happening. It's just how the impression you guys have, how you've interpreted things, which is not necessarily accurate. Tell me what Virgo could be feeling this week, please. The Knight of Pentacles. Earth energy, this is your energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You're Virgo, but it's also Taurus and Capricorn energy. The Knight of Pentacles moves really slowly. So this could be an indication that this week, Virgo, maybe it's a time to kind of just sit with your feelings and really start to understand what you want. Maybe don't rush anything this week. I don't really see either of you rushing things, to be honest, but I feel like the tarot is also confirming that. Tell me more about what Virgo could be feeling. The Page of Wands. You're still attracted to them. I mean, I'm very curious. Like, I don't know that there's going to be a lot of big action happening between the two of you this week, but I'm like generally curious what happens in the longer term between the two of you, because I do think there is still very much attraction between the two of you and a connection here. Tell me more about what Virgo could be feeling, please. The Nine of Pentacles. Okay, here's the thing. So, okay, maybe what needs to happen right now is that the two of you need to be in this period of separation to work on yourselves, okay? The Nine of Pentacles is very much the energy of somebody who is working on themselves, working on their self-confidence, their self-love, their self-esteem. And so maybe the two of you broke up because, you know, maybe you had some stuff going on, maybe they had some stuff going on, and perhaps this space is necessary for each of you to learn and grow individually. And once you've done the work that each of you need to do, perhaps you could come back together, maybe, right? But I think right now the space might be necessary because it kind of feels like both of you have some things you need to work on for yourselves. And maybe you need this space in order to be able to do that. So let's see what actions Virgo could be taking this week, please. The Three of Pentacles. I mean, Three of Pentacles is about wanting to work things out with somebody. It's typically the card associated with going to counseling. So I'm like, okay, this is fascinating because I feel like your person wants to work things out. I feel like you want to work things out, but like no one's really taken action towards it, right? And both of you think the other person doesn't care. But deep down, like Three of Pentacles, you're like, I want them back. I want to work this out with them. Tell me more about what actions Virgo could be taking. The Lovers. Yeah, I mean, maybe you're going to try to reach out. If anyone's going to reach out, it could be you. But I don't know. I mean, the Lovers is also about making a choice, right? Like, to me, the Lovers shows that you love them, but you also might get stuck in like, do I reach out or do I not reach out because of the choice element in the Lovers, right? Tell me more about what actions Virgo could be taking. The Temperance card. Patience. That's a very patient energy, right? The Temperance card is somebody who doesn't tend to move quickly. They tend to be patient with the process. So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. I didn't really expect to see this in your energy. Like I kind of thought you'd be moving on and you'd be like, yeah, whatever, I'm moving on with my life. I don't actually think that's the case. You can let me know if this connects, Virgo. So to summarize what I see, you and this person are in a space of separation, okay? Both of you seem to be unhappy about that. Both of you seem to want each other back. Neither of you seem to be making a move. And both of you seem to think the other person is moving on. So you're like not sure if you should even try. That's fascinating. So what I want to see here is what the potential outcome is this week. Tell me what the potential outcome is, please. Ace of Swords, okay. That's an interesting one, you guys. I am very curious. You have to come back at the end of this week and tell me how this all plays out for you, Virgo. Ace of Swords, so what? This is the third ace that has showed up in this reading. There's 4 aces in the tarot deck, right? Like look at how many cards are still left. So 3 of the 4 aces have come out today. Ace of Swords is interesting in the outcome here. The Ace of Swords is about a breakthrough moment and an epiphany. It's a wake-up call. So the outcome here is suggesting that somebody is going to have a wake-up call this week. So to me, it feels like either you or them, I don't know which one, right? Either you or them might have this moment where you're like seeing things clearly and being like, you know what? I'm just going to put it out there and I'm going to try and I'm going to see what happens. Because the Ace of Swords is also about communication and speaking the truth, right? Because it's that sword energy. So I kind of feel one of you is going to have this like wake up call this week where you're like, you know what? I don't know what the other person is doing. I don't know if they want me back, but I'm going to try and I'm going to go and I'm going to communicate and I'm going to have a conversation and we're going to be brutally honest with each other and I'm going to see what happens. So maybe by the end of this week, somebody reaches out to the other one because they have a wake-up call where they're like, I don't know for sure what the other person is doing, but I know I'm going to be kicking myself if I don't at least try. So I'm going to try and I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to see if there's an opportunity for a fresh start. So the start of this week might be very slow and heavy, but the outcome is suggesting by the end of this week, there could be some clarity coming, some sort of strong communication. Now, the Ace of Swords is about the truth. So I always say to people, you know, communication is great, but it doesn't always mean the communication is going to be easy, right? Like the Ace of Swords can sometimes represent the hard conversations that we need to have. So if the two of you do want to be together, somebody's going to have to initiate conversations and then you're going to have to like really talk through whatever the issues were between you guys to figure out, is there a pathway forward? So I'm not saying there's like a simple solution here. It's not as easy as someone just realizing they want to talk and then they reach out and the two of you get back together. I feel like the Ace of Swords is also saying like, if somebody chooses to reach out this week and have a conversation, both of you are going to need to be really honest about what happened and what you want moving forward and to really be like, okay, can we fix this? Can we find a pathway forward? And some of those conversations might be harder conversations, but they might be very necessary if the two of you do want to be together. So this is fascinating. I'm very curious. The outcome is suggesting that somebody will finally wake up and be like, what am I doing, and make a move. But it is interesting because both of you do seem pretty stuck right now as well. So you'll kind of have to see how this week plays out. But you might have one impression of them that is not accurate, and they have an impression of you that is not accurate either. And I think that's preventing you guys from connecting. So very, very interesting, Virgo. I'm going to leave it there for you. If you enjoyed this reading, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. If you would like a personal reading, I do offer those through Etsy, and the link is in the description box below the video. Of course, I wish you love, I wish you happiness this week, and we'll talk again soon. Bye, Virgo.